As the Adventist Church celebrates its 160th anniversary this year, our division has paused to celebrate God's grace. This year also marks our 20th anniversary as the West Central Africa Division. A look back, an exciting narrative, brought us closer to the mission. In Nigeria, God is at work to resolve internal crises. Despite security threats, God's people have found a common thread: focus on mission. More and more volunteers are lending a hand to help us reach our goal of 1 million members by the end of 2023. These are our statistics. At the end of June 2023, we have 967,170 members, with a 69% registration rate on ACMS. We baptized more than 42,000 people from June 2022 to June 2023. Our rate of growth is 5%. We are delighted to celebrate the 10th anniversary of ACMS in Ghana last August, and we launched the 7Me app for members. The implementation of the Treasury modules in ACMS is also beginning this month of September with some pilot churches in Ghana. Following the baptismal surge in eastern Nigeria in January 2023, with over 10,000 people baptized, our unions have mobilized for missionary action. By the grace of God, the campaigns organized in May 2023 brought 123 souls in Chad. The Ikorodu campaigns by Lagos in western Nigeria mobilized the youth who led more than 2,000 souls to the Lord. In one of the world's most dangerous regions for Christians, northern Nigeria, the AWR Listeners Convention in Kano and Numan attracted thousands of people, 134 of whom were baptized in June 2023. In 2 years, from 2021 to date, up to 34 pastors from different Christian denominations have become Seventh-day Adventists in northern Nigeria. An Anglican priest, Venatius Charles Hekron, from the town of Kafashan in northern Nigerian state of Kaduna, joined our church. His conversion cost him his marriage and his family.
I took my children to Seventh-day Adventists for 3 Sabbaths. The third Sabbath, my wife, after the bath, we want to go out. My wife stopped them. She said I should choose either the Seventh-day Adventists following Jesus or I should choose my marriage. I told her I've chosen to serve God in the Seventh-day Adventists. I'm convinced and I know that this church, they are preaching the true gospel and the second coming of Jesus Christ, our Lord.
Unreached areas are getting the message through media. In Akwa Ibom, a state in Nigeria, a listener follows one of our radio programs on Facebook and went to church himself to be baptized. A young lady received the message in a WhatsApp forum. She decided to follow Jesus. As she decided to observe the Sabbath, she lost her job. She was kicked out of her parents' house. The Adventist Church in Port Harcourt welcomed her.
It's not easy, but with the help of God, it's possible.
Digital evangelism is at the heart of our strategies to penetrate virgin territories. That's why the DEW project has taken shape, with sermons recorded in over 60 languages. Women's Ministries, with the support of the communication departments, inaugurated this initiative in July 2023. Thousands more have been exposed to the messages of the 3 angels, whether in London, where the division president has preached, in Ghana with the division treasurer and secretary, in Cape Verde with the women, in Guinea-Bissau with the support of volunteers from Brazil. Our mobilization is growing throughout the territory. John, a native of Niki in Benin, built the largest Adventist church in the Eastern Sahel Union Mission as a way of reaching his hometown. The 1,000-seat church is a real center of influence. To have a stronger impact on our communities, we make a point of building bridges with others. For example, during Ramadan, we brought donations to Muslim communities in Senegal, Gambia, Mali, Guinea, Côte d'Ivoire, Gabon, Northern Ghana, and Cameroon. More than 13,000 members were involved in the prayer initiative and helped 10,763 people. Mariama's little son was sick, and Jesus answered her request for healing. She is praising the Lord for healing her son through the prayers of the Fiakoma Church. Our division is equipping our unions for Adventist and global mission. Besides our presence on ground, ADRA remains one of the best ways to make an impact and be open. The eternally displaced, the refugees, and vulnerable populations are assisted in various ways. Our universities are playing their part as centers of influence for mission. Babcock University hosted the Faith and Science Conference on its campus from July 5 to 15, 2023. More than 1,600 participants from across the division and a dozen leading experts and scholars gathered to sharpen the weapons of word-based education. At the same time, Valley View University in Ghana honored 5 African personalities, including the President of Zambia, Hakainde Hichilema, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, the former President of the Republic of Ghana, John Kufuor, the former First Lady of Ghana, Nana Konadu Achaimeng-Rawlings, the Chief of Staff at the Presidency, Madame Akosua-Freme Osei-Opra. This unprecedented event thrust the Adventist Church into the limelight. The visibility of our church extended to Bangui in the Central African Republic, where the First Lady attended the Central African Union Women's Congress. The General Conference and Division Women's Ministries leaders previously attended the Adventist Women's Congress in Bafoussam, Cameroon, in July 2023. Several of our departments participated in organized training events. The Public Campus Ministries was not to be outdone, with its advisory and the recording of television programs for the students. Publishing Ministries and the Spirit of Prophecy held seminars in Lagos and at Babcock University. The distribution of the Great Controversy took center stage. Women, young people, and men are eager to help spread the present truth even to presidential palaces. The Ministerial Association mobilized in spiritual retreats in Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon, and Gabon. Family Ministries departments, Adventist Possibilities Ministries, held a training program on the Valley View University campus in Ghana to rebuild God's altar. Young people were mentored and empowered for effective mission and service for the Lord. The Health Ministries Department launched an impressive multi-program project in the presence of Côte d'Ivoire governmental authorities. In line with the Mission Refocused initiative of the World Church, WAD organized in August 2023 its first International Service Employees Spiritual Retreat at Grand-Bassam in Côte d'Ivoire. This retreat, coordinated by the GC, IPRS, and Missionaries Care Team, registered the participation of 80% of all ISEs and their family members serving in the WAD territory. In the course of this year, 62 volunteers have been registered on the Vivid Faith platform for the 1,000 Adventist Young Missionary Volunteers Project of the division. Out of them, 44 volunteers have been equipped and deployed in various fields in WAD as the first batch of the project. Our treasury is undoubtedly paying the price of the political and social upheavals that are shaking our region and the world. These indicators give us an idea of our financial situation as at July 31st, 2023. Working capital, 5.1 months. Liquidity, less than a month. Self-support, 62%. Gross tithe in dollars increased by 9% between 2020 and 2022. Total offerings in dollars increased by 10% between 2020 and 2022. Tithes and offerings are up slightly on last year's figures. To reinforce our human resources, we held a seminar for all treasurers in Ghana. We salute the dynamism of the Stewardship Department, which has launched new envelopes and continues to teach our members to be more faithful and generous. In less than a year, 4 countries, Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, Gabon, have experienced upheavals due to complex geopolitics. Under the dark clouds, terrorism is making its bed. War threatens. In Magami, Kebbi State, northern Nigeria, earlier this year, a pastor's son, PK, was kidnapped on Sabbath during worship. In the night, the bandits heard the PK praying to God for his parents' safety, his release, and for the bandits and their children. He did it audibly. When he finished praying, the leader of the bandits ordered his release in the middle of the night. Prayer makes a difference. There's an African proverb that says, "Don't blame the well for being too deep. It's your rope that's too short." We want to lengthen our ropes and carry our AWR and Hope Channel lamps to reach the unreached. The creation of more radio stations and TV channels will certainly make a big difference in our territory. And by God's grace, we'll be drinking from the well. We will reach 1 million members and aim to double this figure by the end of 2025. To conclude this report, we salute the memory of a man who was president of our division, Pastor Jacob J. Norton, who is resting from his work in his native Ghana. May God comfort all the afflicted. God bless you.